As a biker, there are moments when you have to stand your ground and fight back to protect yourself, your bike, and your rights.
Your own lane! Get in your own lane!
Here are the 10 times bikers had to fight back. Did they win? Let's find out.
Doing the fucking speed limit here. You stupid cunts are cutting across the fucking road, cutting people off.
In this video, you can see cyclists swerving all over the road. It almost leads to a nasty collision. Now, it's easy to let frustration take over in such situations. But just when you think it's over, the story gets interesting. A man decided to take matters into his own hands, thinking he could solve the problem. But as we're about to discover, things didn't quite go according to plan. I know what you're thinking. I find this unbelievable and hilarious. Can you believe this guy? It seems like he was suffering from a serious case of mistaken identity. Maybe he watched too many action movies and thought he could channel his inner Dwayne Johnson. But reality had a different script in mind. He looked more like Little Kev than The Rock himself. Now, here's the part that cracks me up. After poking the bear, well, not literally, he had the guts to ask, "Why do you want to go down this road?" Seriously, who does that? It's like trying to negotiate with a herd of elephants while you're the tiniest mouse in the room. In most cases, it's a clear sign to leave heroics to the likes of Superman, or to those who've been trained by monks on remote ancient mountains. Well, I would want to be this guy, would you? A driver found delight in creating needless traffic chaos. However, this determined biker had other plans for him. He was ready to deliver a dose of karma through their rearview mirrors. As you'll soon see, this story takes a turn, proving that recklessness on the road is no laughing matter. The biker found a new commitment. He had to teach some Road Rules 101 lessons, but wasn't done yet. Along came another driver, not causing traffic issues, but driving with his side mirrors closed. It left the biker stunned. He thought the same thing. You'll probably say, who on earth drives like that? With a swift move, the biker decided to give this driver a practical lesson by opening his side mirror. It was a simple act, but one that might have taught the driver a valuable lesson about safe driving practices. The next driver clearly needed a lesson in responsible driving, and the biker was more than ready to deliver it. This driver not only changed lanes without signaling, but also seemed to forget the existence of his mirrors. If he did all this without driving, like he was one of the participants on a death race, maybe the biker would have let it slide. But he had a reckless driving style. It was a recipe for potential disaster. And someone had to intervene before it became something serious. Now, the biker wasn't having this driver's behavior, but what better way to express his displeasure than the universal sign of discontent? I don't understand what he was saying to the driver, but I guess it was probably a warning not to drive like that, or he'd be losing his mirrors next time. The next driver nearly sent the biker straight to the ICU as he carelessly entered the road without bothering to check his mirrors. Who does that? It was a textbook case of someone desperately in need of a crash course in Traffic Rules 101. And today, he was lucky. While you're doing that, let's look at this cool cop that helped a biker who seemed to have a death wish.
Sorry, home's right here. I was just scooted a little too fast.
Getting caught up in the road rush can make us forget how important it is to follow speed limits. But when you turn a regular road into your own Fast and Furious movie, that's when things can go wrong. This biker was zooming along at a crazy 70 miles per hour on a road where the speed limit was a modest 25 miles an hour. Lucky for him, he encountered a calm and collected cop. What's interesting is that this biker did something different from others. When the police officer signaled, he pulled over. This simple act made a big difference. It's a lesson for all of us. When you know you didn't follow the rules, what happens next can depend on something as simple as cooperation and being respectful. So watch closely, learn, and stay safe on the roads. If I were in his shoes, I'd probably shiver, especially when I've spent so much money on insurance as he has, or even the fear of getting another ticket. Keep in mind, not everyone is forgiving when it comes to road mistakes. In the next video, you'll see just how unforgiving it can get. This video is one you want to focus on because it's easy to miss what happened in it. Did you see what happened? You may want to play it back if you missed it. People can get carried away, but behind the wheel, it's a whole different story. It took a biker's mirror-bobbing antics to teach that driver a lesson. In this case, it's clear someone needed a reality check, and the biker stepped up, or in this instance, used mirrors to deliver the message and set the driver on the right path. Sometimes we all need a nudge in the right direction. This video, it's a real head-scratcher. I mean, seriously, I'm as confused as you are. I know we're thinking the same thing right now. Why did the biker do that? Is this like the trigger-happy situation, but here the biker seems to be mirror-happy? I'm surprised as to why this biker did what he did. It's one of those funny moments that has us all going, what on earth could possibly be the reason behind this unexpected behavior? Sadly, we may never uncover the mystery behind this biker's actions. But what we can certainly find out is what happened to the next driver who didn't play by the rules. What would you do if a car just refused to budge at a green traffic light? Well, let's find out in this video. A truck driver decided to stay put when the green arrow lit up, and a biker was right behind. Now, you might expect some mirror smacking action, right? But this time, you'd be wrong. The biker didn't jump to conclusions. Instead, he peeked inside the truck and discovered the driver glued to his phone. This is a reason why ads on the dangers of using a phone while driving are important. He looks totally distracted.
I'm going around that side, he's broke down. He has to walk it.
In this video, a biker and his friend were cruising down the road, all set for a fun ride. But then the unexpected happens. One of their bikes ran out of gas, leaving them worried. But the biker's buddy decided to come to the rescue. With grit and determination, he helped in pushing the bike. They were searching for the nearest gas station. However, here's where things get interesting. They're in the midst of a petrol scarcity crisis, and simply filling up their tank won't be a walk in the park. As they pulled up to the station, they were greeted by a furious woman who thought they were trying to pull a fast one and jump the queue. Words fly, tempers flare, and it becomes a heated verbal showdown. But the bikers, faced with this challenging situation, decided to take the high road, quite literally. Now, the next video is one that pisses me off every time, and I know you'll share the same feeling.
Your own life!
Ever found yourself so frustrated with another driver that shouting seems like the only way to knock some sense into him rather than just using your horn? You're not alone in that feeling. In this video, there's a Honda Civic driver who seems to have a completely different interpretation of road rules. He switched lanes like he owns the place, zigzagging all over the place without a clear plan. And you could probably guess the biker beside him couldn't contain his disbelief. So, what did the biker do? Well, he did what many of us might do in the same situation. He let out a scream of disbelief. But here's where it gets interesting. The Honda Civic driver appeared to be in a world of their own, as if the biker were invisible. It's almost like the biker's shot might have actually saved the day, preventing a potential accident. But the drama didn't end there. The Honda Civic driver didn't see anything wrong. Can you believe that? He even decided to argue his case. This led to a series of back and forth between them. Do you think he needed more than just words? Maybe a damaged mirror or two.
Seu vacilão do caralho, você tá ficando doido?
A driver dangerously cuts off a biker, so close that the biker almost loses control. It's nerve-wracking, right? And it leads to a wild chase. But instead of apologizing for his mistake, this driver does something shocking. He swerves back into the driver's lane, almost daring the biker to react. It's like he needs a lesson in road manners, and maybe he'll learn it the hard way. The biker had a simple request, just an apology. But as time passed, he got more frustrated and his voice got louder, almost angry. The driver's behavior was just plain bad, and it looked like things might even get worse. But wait, why waste time on a driver like this? Sometimes all it takes is a reminder, like a lesson from the biker's mirrors, to make him drive better. If you like these stories or have your own biker tales, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more exciting content. You can also click the next video and see what happens when you push people too far.